Good afternoon and good morning. Welcome to Thursday's edition of Wake Up Call. We're on the 5th of August already and we're just about there at the weekend. But do you know what? Although we've got a jam-packed weekend coming up on Crafters TV, we've still got 2 days left of this week. And what have we got coming up today? Well, we've got a launch day. So the whole of today, it's going to be myself and Joe that's going to be with you. We are going to be having a look at this launch day, and this is what we're also going to be looking at first and foremost on Wake Up Call. But here's the details of the show. Launch day, which is we are absolutely jumping about, we're buzzing about, we're wobbling about. This is all about the Christmas wobblers as well. But you know something, when we're going a little bit more detail, I'm going to tell you, they're kind of like two ways that you can use them, not just with wobblers, but we'll discuss that later on. That, of course, is 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. And then what we're going to do, which another one you all guys already know, apart from Wake Up Call, Cartload is one of my favourite shows. I absolutely love it. I say it every single Thursday, and I'm going to say it again. It's Thursday, it's Cartload, 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. If there's any day that you need to be shopping ahead, it's today. It's a Thursday. You do it any day, but certainly on a Thursday because it's Cartload. Quantities are always up in the air, and because more and more of you are actually using Wake Up Call to take the opportunity to shop ahead, we're finding as we get to the show, we're even less in quantities. So I'm so proud and pleased that you guys are using Wake Up Call for that opportunity, but the only thing is, for those that don't see it, potentially could miss out. So of course you can go onto the website, shop ahead for all of today's. We're going to give you some teases throughout Wake Up Call, as well as some things to expect within Cartload. Of course we are going to focus on the launch day. I'm not going to do it on my own. We're back together yet again. Love it when we're back together, me and Joe. And Joe's joining us.
I am indeed. How are you, Craig? Are you well today?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Ready to go for another day?
Absolutely. What an action-packed day it is. If you want to get in touch with us, you want to have a bit of a natter, a gossip, let me know what you're shopping for in either of the shows coming up today, then get in touch with Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe if you're over on YouTube as well. I do need to let you know some UK customers are having a few issues checking out on the website at the moment. It is not affecting all of you. Some of you though may be having some issues. We are aware of it, we're working on it, and we'll let you know as soon as it's fixed. As I said, it's not affecting everyone, so definitely try and place your orders as you normally would, Craig. But I was having a little look at those wobblers earlier, Craig. They are adorable. I'm feeling I was having a little wobble of my own this morning in the studio.
We can't help do it. We can't help have a little bit of a wobble when it goes. This is something that you guys are beyond excited about, and this is because I think due to the size of them, the way that you can use them, the way that you can colour them, the way that you can interact with the kiddies with them, you guys are loving them already, so much so that you're already checking them out on the website. This is our Christmas Wobbler Stamp and Die collection with 48 elements. So this is what you're going to be getting, including some of the acetate. Now today's price being $39.99 here in the UK, $69.95 for you guys stateside. But if you are platinum, well, actually, in actual fact, that today's price for everything there, here in the UK and Europe, you're going to be saving 25%. For you guys stateside, you're going to be saving 20%. But do you know what? Platinum, for all of that, you're going to be $31.99 or $55.96. Now, what I want to say, for you guys stateside, this is really important. You've got a delayed dispatch.
Oh, no.
1 day.
Aye.
Do you know what? And probably by the time it would get through the system, it would be tomorrow anyway. So just to make you aware, don't know why I need to make you aware, but I'm making you aware, you've got a delayed dispatch by a day. So really, you're fine. You're okay. We're going to be having a look at these now. What I mentioned earlier on about other ways that you can use them, I'm going to tell you right now. We do not have a Christmas range of the penny sliders coming this year. You guys have asked. We don't have a range. This is going to be your penny sliders as well. You've got the mechanism from the original penny slider set. Use these for your Christmas ones. So we are going to be focusing on these ones with the wobblers because that's what they're going to be doing, but we will within launch day have a little look to see how you can use them with penny sliders. So there we go. I know so many, when I mentioned that on an Insta story yesterday, you were like, oh my gosh, Penny sliders, amazing. So that's what's going to be coming up 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time with myself and Joe. We're going to have lots of fun with them, but we're going to have lots of fun with these within Wake Up Call as well. So that's launch day. What we're then away to do is we're going to be having a look at something that is the best price yet. This is the Connie Fawn. This is the Angel Inspiration. Now this is the stamp and die set with these one. 76 elements in total here. Now with today's price being £45 or $50, you're saving over 40%. Platinum price is £36 or $40. What I would say, you can cherry pick on the website, but in actual fact, it's actually going to be slightly cheaper for you to buy the full bundle. When we show you them in more detail, if you've not seen them, you are instantly going to fall in love with these ones. Think of obviously that angel kind of aspect, you know, maybe you like to go to church or something like that. You've got that feel to it, but you could easily snip away at the wings, and these are going to be cute little girls or boys. Lots of different ways that you can use them. That of course is coming up in Cartload. That's not the only thing that's coming up in Cartload that we're going to focus on as well. These ones, these are the stained glass windows. And within Wake Up Call today, we're actually going to do a demo where we're going to create a bit of a stained glass window effect with tri-blends, which you're going to find out today and in the show, an incredible deal. But these ones are the stained glass window die. Now, for that price, you would think that's a really good price, £40 or $50 for the stained glass window dies, platinum price being £32 or, of course, $40. But you know what? That's not the only thing you're going to get. It's not just the dies. You're also going to be getting the shaped card blanks as well. So these are going to work in conjunction with the shape of them. So I've got one of each. So I've got one of each on these ones here. There we go, we'll pop them there. So you do get the envelopes to go with them, but these are already aperture shaped. So they've got that aperture, so you've got white, you've got black. You get loads of these, by the way. I'll tell you how many throughout the actual demonstration later on, but you do get black and white. So you've got your arches there as well. Then you've got, well, there's your arch that you can see there, that one being your half oval. That we can see that one there. And then you've also got your little diamond, or more specifically, your square. You get that in the white and the black as well. You get a whole bumper selection of that one there, including the envelopes as well. That's where they're going to work in conjunction with the dies too. So when it comes to these ones here, when it comes to the price on your screen, £40 or $50, that is actually half price. But then it comes down even more to platinum being £32 or $40. And either way, even at today's price, that is also the best price yet, which is obviously something we love. That's where you're going to get the best deals when it comes to Cartload, in my opinion. Why I love it so much. So whether you're going to be tuning in with launch day, 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, or you're going to come back, or hopefully you're going to stick with us and tune into myself and Joe for Cartload as well, 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, we're going to have lots of fun. We are, let me tell you, lots of fun that we're going to have. crafterscompanion.co.uk here in the UK, .com for you guys stateside, and .eu for Central Europe. Always remember, anything else you see me using that I don't necessarily reference, the place to go is the website. But we have got something, as we're approaching the end of the week, there's something that we really do want to highlight. And do you know what? If you go for your wobblers, you might want to go with what Joe's away to go over right now.
Absolutely. I do need to remind you just again, very quickly, some of you in the UK are having some issues checking out on the website. It's not affecting all of you, so absolutely give it a go. But if you are struggling, we are aware that some of you are having some issues on the UK website. We are working to fix it, and we'll get it resolved as soon as we possibly can. Something else I need to tell you about is this week's Get It, Got It, Good. This week's, of course, it is the Gemini Mini, the mini mighty machine. This is fantastic for on-the-go crafting, great for all of those smaller die-cutting projects that you might want to undertake. It also is such a fantastic deal because in here, what you're getting is the travel bag as well. We're going to include that totally free of charge for that incredible price that you can see right there. Make sure you, though, snap it up before Monday when we'll launch another brand new Get It, Got It, Good. Loads of you chatting away with me today. Lisa would like to know how we both are this morning. I'm good, Craig. I had a really lovely sleep and a nice lay in, and I had a delicious bacon sandwich just before we came on air. So, I mean, I'm tip top. What about you?
I'm doing really well, thank you very much. Yeah, obviously ended up by being in here for Creative Cravens last night. Just to say as well, Jan is she's feeling much better today, so she's still going to be resting. But yeah, after being in with Creative Cravens, I was tired in that good way. You know you're going to get a good sleep as well, and I did. I got caught up with 2 episodes of Coronation Street.
2?
Then I went to my bed. Yeah, so I've got 2. Still a little bit to catch up with, but yeah. Buzzing for today, that's for sure.
Oh, excellent. Loads of people tuning in from all over. Mary's in from Ohio, Mary. Sarah's in Melbourne, Kate from California, Gillian from Wigan, Gilmore's in Michigan as well. Charlotte's saying good morning from Tennessee. Anyone that's got any questions about anything coming up in the show today, absolutely slip on over into the socials and ask me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube too. Right, so much excitement, Craig, in the comments for all things wobbly today. I know people are going to love these. They're going to be so much fun, aren't they?
They are, but do you know what? I'm going to be really, really cheeky as well. Do you know what I'm going to do as well? Give you a tease for Cartload later on as well.
Ooh.
If you're wanting a water bottle, or maybe you want to stock up on another
for
one.
Your diluting juice.
Diluting juice,
diluting
as you
juice,
keep saying. Yeah. That one. So yeah, we've had this. We'll maybe pick it up again just later on in Wake Up Call, because we've had this conversation before about the difference diluting juice here in the UK and the US. So if you didn't see those shows a couple of weeks ago, we'll maybe go back over that later on, because there's a bit of a difference with the juice. But yeah, this is the first time that we've brought in a little bit of a discount when it comes to our water bottle. $8.99 here in the UK, or what you're going to be doing is $13.45 for you guys stateside. That's on the website as well. You know, I was very kindly, I was gifted that. We were all gifted one with Sarah. I then purchased another one when they first launched. And do you know what? I think I might just get another one for spare, just to make sure. Because I love mine all the time, even when I'm not here. Liz Day is actually using hers right now, drinking from it.
Got to stay hydrated.
Drink?
What do I drink? In the
Yes.
shows, I have a very, very strong coffee.
You do?
From Christina. She puts about 162 shots of coffee, espresso in there, I think. Honestly, like you can stand your spoon up in it. It's so strong, it's perfect. And I've got some water down here as well. Got to stay hydrated, Craig.
Absolutely
2 litres a
do.
day.
I always have my bottle's usually sitting underneath, and I always have my little cup of tea as well. As you say, it's really, really important. And yeah, that's very true, actually, Erin. We've got George in the gallery today. So we've got, they're actually in the gallery. Oh, you are in all day today, Erin, aren't you? Yeah, they both are. As Erin says, you know, you wobble better when you're hydrated. Very, very true. So let's get wobbling. Let's have a look at these ones here. Now, we're going to go through these sets here. Do you know something? I cannot wait for you to see these in even more detail on launch day later on in the day. This is all about our Christmas Wobbler Stamp and Die collection. Now, what you've got is you've got your stamp set. So on this one, you've got the robin. What you've also got is these really, really lovely, dinky little Christmas sentiments. But then you have then got the die that die cuts out. Oh, apparently someone's just got a chuckle by me saying dinky
apparently
there.
is funny, yeah.
Oh, have you not heard that before, Erin? Dinky? No? Oh, just dinky. That caught her off guard, that one. So you've got your little dinky stamp. Now you've got the die to go with it. But what you've also got is you've got the spiral die. Now what that spiral die with the acetate, which you're going to be getting within the set, let's just get my fingernail underneath there so we can lift it up, actually creates a wobbling aspect. So
nice.
You can see there. So I'm going to show you in a moment how these construct. So although the wobbler here, you'll see how well, let's just get my finger underneath, you'll see you've got that wobbling aspect. So I always like to just give it a little bit of a push and a prod to get it going, and then you've got that wobbling aspect that you can see there. So we give you acetate for you to do it, but throughout launch day, what I'm going to do is show you how cardstock works just as well if you choose to do that. So that's going to be exactly the same concept throughout. Each of these characters have their own spiral because some of the characters are different shapes or different widths, so you need to have the right one. So we've got our penguin, we've got our snowman that we can see here, we've got our Santa Claus that we can see here, we've got the little gingerbread man or woman or person. Then we've got Rudolph the reindeer. Could be any of the reindeers if you want. We've got this super cool little elf that you can see there. How cute is that one? Not only have you got Santa Claus, but you've got Mrs. Claus as well. So that is the stamp and the die collection you've got.
Mrs. Claus, oh, she looks like she's been doing a serious amount of baking.
She does. She does. She does lots and lots
I
of
reckon
baking.
she's had like Stollen on the go, like Christmas cookies, all sorts of stuff.
Lots and lots of stuff, yeah. Really, really going to get you in that Christmas spirit when it comes to all the Christmas goodies that she's going to be baking. But you do get all of this acetate as well. And let me tell you, the spiral cuts a tiny, tiny bit. This is going to last you for so long. And in actual fact, if you go for the stained glass windows later on cartload, although you can get them now, that's going to work a treat for them as well. So I think what I'm going to do, Joe, is we're going to demo them, but let's just spend a couple of minutes to show you all the incredible samples that we've got, because we have got so many fun ones here. I couldn't cherry pick. I had to then bring in what I had here. Now you can keep these so simple with your mats and layers, but it's all about that wobbling aspect that you can see here. So if you do your mats and layers, really, really cool. But then start to incorporate all your fun cards. Now, do you know what I'm going to do as well? Let's make it a bit easier so that you can show the benefit. I'm going to use my poke tool so you can see how well that these actually wobble. So these are the ones with the Santa Claus. But then if you like to do your diorama cards, you can see here, we have got the little robin there. So you can then see even slightly, see how they wobble on their own with the movement, but then you can give them a little bit of flexibility. Then we've got this little elf as well, so you can see how DL cards, concept cards, small cards, or you could do larger cards. Let's go back to the robin here.
Kerry says the elf sort of reminds me of Craig. That's funny. He does. He looks mischievous, yeah.
I can see it. I can see it.
Maybe if he had a little more facial hair.
Maybe a little bit, or I had less, either or. But then look at the scene building that you can do, Joe. This is a big concept card, but how fun is that? And even in the middle, you can see how much they wobble. And I'm purposely making them wobble so you can see, but they wobble on their own when you give them to the recipient. Then we're going to go into the gingerbread man, lady, child you got there. Very simple that you can see. Maybe do a little bit of a build up with them. You can see again all moving.
A whole family of wobblers.
I know, loads and loads of them. Then you can have one, you can have two, maybe start to incorporate Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus together if you want, having a backdrop from a paper pad or a stamp that you've got, but then really go to town with your layering. Go the rustic look if you want. It's going to work well with small or large, simple or detailed or basic or concept. All these different ones are going to have a lot of fun with. But do you know what, Joe? I fully and firmly believe if there is any collection we have done to date that's going to work absolutely perfectly for the kiddies, whether you're going to give it to them or they're going to make them, this is going to be the set. You think of how much that you pay for little packs of cards for the kiddies to write out and give to their friends. Yeah. Now I know, let's be honest, I've done it with my cousins and that, we don't tend to buy the overly expensive ones when they're going to be giving it to their friends at school. But imagine them now getting together and making them themselves. How much fun you're going to have with them to make them. Maybe you have got kids' birthday parties coming up towards Christmas or that, and you want to have some fun, then you can start to do that as a little bit of a playtime within the Christmas party. Or what about using the stamps as stamps?
Great idea.
And then using them, because don't forget, these are stamps. So using them on their own, but do you know what? You get the spiral die. So whereas I was saying these dies and these stamps, would work with your penny sliders, what about bringing your penny slider characters in and using the wobbler aspect for them? So bringing in all your different collection. Now that's cards. This is why I want to spend a little bit of time to show you what else you could do. So your boxes, the top of your boxes if you want, really fun way in which you can then start to get decorative with them. Then we're going to go in with our box frames, overlapping some of the reindeers together. You could do 5, 6, 7, as if it is a trail, with Santa in the sleigh. Then you can start to come in with your nesting dies. But what about if you've got the snow globe, you know, from Sarah's watercolour Christmas?
Oh, yes.
How fab would that be? Another box. So you maybe like to make Christmas cookies, or you like to make any of your brownies or anything like that. You can start to do a little bit of a box. If you've got the plastic cello bags, you can put hot chocolate within them and then create a lovely decorative top part. There is loads of templates out there online where you can do little crackers, pop them on the crackers. What about your milk carton box that you've got? Start to decorate that. Or what you can also use, remember we had this as our Explorer kit not that long ago, the picnic box. What about using it to decorate? All of these have been used with the wobbler aspect, but if you want to use your glue gel, your foam pads to keep them still, you can do. Use the stamps on their own, you can do. Bring all your other character ones in the same way, you can do. This is, I genuinely think this is one of the most, for a small collection with an incredible small price, unbelievably versatile when you can do penny sliders, but twirling characters. Imagine using them for them as well. Lots of different collections you can then bring together when it comes to these ones. So we've showed you them ones, the Christmas Wobbler Stamp and Die collection, 48 elements in total. Today's price being $39.99, $69.95. When it comes to these, here in the UK and Europe, you're saving 25%. The US of A, you're saving 20% with a delayed dispatch of 1 day. So you've not got long to go. Platinum price being $31.99 or $55.96. So I think, Joe, if you can give me just a moment or two just to get this tidied up, and we can do a demo, and we'll do it how we can show you how the concept of these work.
Yes, absolutely, that'd be fabulous. Mary's saying, good morning from Wisconsin. I'm going to miss Carlo today, but I'm off to see my 3 grandchildren. I haven't hugged them in over a year. Oh, that'll be amazing, Mary. Lean saying, good afternoon from Denmark, ready to watch with coffee and shortbread. Oh, delicious, Lena. Annie's saying good morning as well from sunny Scotland. Not often that happens, Craig, because sunny Scotland. Adriana is in San Antonio, Texas. No doubt it's going to be sunny there today, Adriana. Pamela says, haven't used a stained glass yet, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can do with those a little later in this show. Lynn will be with us all day. I am glad to hear it, Lynn. Steph saying as well, good morning, Joe, Craig and everyone. I love that envelopes and card blanks are included with the stained glass window dice. Great idea. Gilmore wants to know, what did I put in my bacon sandwich besides bacon? Just bacon. Just bacon? Doesn't need anything else. Tiny little bit of brown sauce on the top. Do you guys have brown sauce in the US, Erin? No. Brown sauce is kind of like it's not like barbecue. It's less sweet than barbecue, more kind of like spicy, quite a lot of vinegar in it. It's made like, it's thick like barbecue sauce. It's got lots of like dates and spices and stuff in it, and then it's blended. Absolutely, chef kiss delicious. Laura says, hi to the behind the scenes crew. Hello, behind the scenes crew. They're saying hello back to you. Anne saying she wobbles on her own. Sames, Anne, me and you both. Jen says she thought she was all Christmased out, but absolutely loves these wobblers as well. Sandra wants to know, Craig and Joe, did you get the torrential rain yesterday? I was at Woodham and it was heaving down, yet over the local airport Teesside, no rain at all. Well, not only did we get the rain, Craig, but I also left the windows down on my car, which was fun.
What happened? What got a bit wet?
I had a very wet bum on the way home last night. I did indeed. My car was like a little paddling pool out there. Honestly, it was not a good look. Some questions coming in, which I'll pop over to Craig in a second. Some of you I know are having issues checking out both in the UK and the US now, it would seem. It isn't affecting everyone, so I'd say still try and place your order in the usual way. If you aren't able to check out, we are aware, we are working on it, and we hope to get it fixed really, really soon. And I'll let you know if and when I have some sort of update for you as well. Sandra's asking what's the best sort of acetate to use with these wobblers, Craig?
Rightio. So the acetate you get within the collection, it's A5 in size. Usually what we say to you, and I know it's very hard to see on screen, but it is here. Now you actually can kind of see it because the acetate that you get within the pack has got a plastic covering. So you need to peel that off and that'll be nice and crystal clear. 9 times out of 10, we come to you and we will say that our acetate, whether it's ours or whether it's Hunky Dory's, is 220 micron. Really, really sturdy. 250 micron. So this is going to give you that rigidity, it's going to give you that movement as well, but please don't forget it will work with cardstock that we'll show you throughout launch day as well. So the acetate, perfect acetate you already get within the set. If you run out, then anything afterwards from a 220 micron, actually even a 200 micron upwards is going to be really good for this. So our acetate is 220 onwards, hunky dory that we bring you 220 onwards. So all your kind of acetates. Wouldn't use your printable acetate or heat proof, has to be a thicker one, but it will work. We've got loads of the heavyweight acetate, Joe.
Awesome. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions you've got, get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube, and I'll fire them over to the lovely Craig.
We will indeed. So like you say, I've seen a couple of questions popping up. So what we'll do is we'll at least get started on this demo, Joe, and then we can maybe answer a few of them if needed.
Sharon Alvis says Craig's wrestling name should be the Craft Break Kid. Loving that.
I like that one.
Very random comment, but I think it's hilarious. And also Kerry says, if Craig is the elf, Joe must be the gingerbread man.
Gingerbread man?
I'd end up eating myself.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Didn't see that one coming, no. Didn't see that one coming. It's, yeah, the elf. I like the elf. It's really quite cute. Now what I'm doing here, Joe, is to explain. So as we went over at the start, you've got the stamp, you've got the die, and you've got the little twirly die. Now what you've also got is a little bit of a top tip sheet, and you get this in each of the packs. So it explains to you how you're going to then die cut the spiral. Now it tells you as well by doing it with your Gemini. Now the Gemini combination, I would always add my metal shim when it comes to the Gemini, because we're cutting into acetate. But it explains it here very, very simply. But as I've said a couple of times, and we will show it within launch day, it does work with cardstock too. But then what I'm going to do is I've stamped Santa Claus out, and what I'm going to do, we have got an incredible bundle on our tri-blends. We've got them, you can see them on the screen right now. Now that's 24-hour flash deal within these ones here. Look at that usual price, Joe, $139.93 or
not today.
No, 65. Not today. What is it today, Joe?
It is £83. or $125, which is amazing. And you can use your Club Inspired discount in there as well. And you get a great, they're in the 6-piece packs, Grace. You get floral, portrait, natural, exotic, vintage, jewel, and woodland too. So you're going to be able to do a whole host of different jobs with those.
They are, and not only that, but they're going to do a whole load of these characters. So if you want to go for your red tones with Santa or Mrs. Santa Claus with the coloured in his belt red. Actually, it doesn't matter because it's going to go black. So, Craig, pay attention. No, that is his. That's the fluffy bit at the bottom. So there we go. So there is his leg. So what I'm doing with this one is I'm only going to go in and lay the colour down, Joe. I'm not going to do the blending as such, because the main thing I wanted to do is show you how these work. So I'm going to go in with the red bits first, and this is from the set. This is the dark red blend that I'm using. Which is a really vibrant red, isn't it? It is. I genuinely think I'm using the lightest tone, DR1, and I genuinely think that's the perfect red for his suit, in my opinion. And then what I'm also going to do is let's go in with the gold yellow, and I'm going to do his little belt, the little cuff of the belt, all the way around here. And then what I can also do, if I go into my set of tri-blends, because I bought my own set here. Look, you can see that from up above, just so that Tracy and John know that they're my set that I brought in. You'll see that upper set, making sure Craig's tri-blend set. So then what I'm going to do is let's go, you can go in with a black, or do you know what, I'm going to go in with the ice grey shade, which is the deepest one. So let's go over his belt, so we can go in there, and we can go in there and in the middle. We can do his boot into there, into this one. And as I say, if you want to do your blending, you can do. If you want to then even use maybe your aqua pens or that, you can as well. But let's go in with his glove here. And that is about it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the ice grey blend. Now where he's all white, I don't want it to be overly white, I actually want it to look as though there's a bit of colour to it. So what I'm also going to do first of all, I'm going to go in with the fair skin blend. Let's go in with the mid one. So fair skin blend, I'm going to go in with FS7. I'm going to colour in his face and his nose.
It's a great question coming from Betty. He says, what can I add to my MIDI if since it does not have a metal shim? Sometimes I just need a little help with intricate dies. Great question.
That's a really good question. Do you know what you could do as well is you could pop another layer of cardstock underneath. It's all about giving it that extra bit of pressure so that your die will go through the acetate. So you can be doing that. That'll always help as well. So give that a shot, it's going to help. So yeah, all about the pressure. Now I'm going in with my Ice Grey 2 blend.
I like that he's in a bit of a power stance, Santa.
He is,
he's
isn't
like,
he?
Hey.
Is he going in for a little bit of a dance,
Yeah,
or
I think
what's
he's about to
he
have a bit
way
of
to
a
do?
jig.
You just can't quite work out what he's away to do. So I'm going to leave it at that, so you can see how we've got Santa Claus now. We've got that. If you want to do the shading, you can. So I'm going to move them out the way. Then what we can do is let's come in with our die, which is here. And normal way, you know, you're going to be doing it in the same way you would do any die cutting because it is a wafer thin die. So I'm going to go in here and then I'm going to press just to hold it into place. Now let's go in with the spiral. So what I'm going to do with this one is we're going to go in with the spiral here and then I want to secure that. So what I'm also going to do, I need my mini one. You can also, if you've got a Gemini Go, you know how you get a metal shim with the Gemini Go?
Right.
You can use that with the, here, is it here? There we go. So if I take the metal shim from the Gemini Go.
Could you use your metal shim from your Junior in your MIDI?
Oh, sorry, in the MIDI.
MIDI we're talking about,
yeah. Sorry, yeah, in the MIDI. Well, yeah, MIDI you could just use your metal shim as well if you wanted to.
Right.
Sorry, Joe, I thought you said the mini, that was my mistake. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, so I'm still going to pop my metal shim from the Go, and then I can pop that one in. And then as I've got the metal shim in there, I'm going to die cut Santa Claus separately because I don't really need all that pressure for Santa. So that's cut out my acetate perfectly, so you can see there. Then what I'm going to do is let's go in with Santa Claus now, and then we can run this one through. And then once you've done the colouring, you'll see this in a moment how quick these are to make. So we can then take Santa Claus out here. I'm going to pop him out. What I'm then going to do with acetate, I would highly recommend using your red liner tape. If you're going to use cardstock instead, I would highly recommend using your tacky glue. That is another thing that we will do throughout launch day. So we're going to go in first and foremost. Let's take, I'm going to snip more than enough off because I want to make sure I've got enough here. So I'm going to snip a little bit off into my hand, so 2 little bits, bringing in my pokey tool. So I'm going to then take, let's just pop that one there for now. So what I'm then going to do, and I know this is really, really hard for you to see when it's acetate, but I've popped that little square of red liner tape in the centre of the spiral. So what I can then do is then I can, it's actually wobbling out my hands, take that backing off.
Don't throw a wobbler about it, will you?
I don't want to throw a wobbler, no, not at all. And then press that into the back of Santa Claus. And then I'm going to give it a pull just to make sure that the remaining parts aren't sticking. Then I'm going to come in with that little bit here. We're going to stick it onto the back of the acetate. We can take that one off. I can set that to the side just now, and I'm quickly going to assemble this cardstock layer that I've got.
Excellent. Loads of you chatting away with us. A lot of people say in the US, Erin, you'll be surprised to know, saying that they have brown sauce. I know. Well, some people in the US are saying that they have brown sauce. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you are. Also, you can get. Have you tried the HP Fruity Brown Sauce, Craig?
Years ago.
Oh my word, Erin! I'm going to get you some of that. You need it. You need it in your life. It's like the brown sauce, but more fruity. I know.
Okay.
Delicious. Lots of you talking about ordering these. A lot of you, some of you saying in the comments as well that you ordered a couple of these and now you're going to come back and order the rest of them because they are going to be so versatile. Aisha saying how super cute Santa is.
Yeah.
Lynn suggesting maybe from some faux snow on Santa.
Absolutely.
And Mrs. Claus's suits would look great
That would look
as
so
well.
good.
And Jen says the alcohol markers look like a good deal today. They are a good deal, but only for today. They are a flash deal, so it means that they will end at the end of today wherever you are. So if you do want them, you will need to be quick for those. It was Rebecca saying she had cherry picked and now wished she'd gone for the entire collection on these. Lena saying if you cut two pieces of the acetate and stick them together, would the character wobble more? Great question.
Yeah, the character will wobble more, for sure. What you need to take into account, though, is the cardstock. If you're using the white smooth stamping, it's 300 GSM. So there's still a little bit of weight to Santa Claus. So the more reels of acetate you do, the more chance it's got of them actually hanging too forward. But give it a shot, that's the thing.
Yep.
Give it a shot and see how it is. Now what I've done on this one here is I die cut a circle using my 3-inch stitched edge circle, and I went in with a little bit of twilight grey. And then what I'm going to do is press Santa in there now. Let's come in. The red liner tape doesn't stick to it, so let's pick it up into here. So I'm now going to peel the backing off. I'm then going to come in and we're going to stick Santa into there. Look, still not stuck. There we go. Come on, you pesky little thing. There we go. Let's get it in. Give it a good press down. Let's take
Need
the
a good
backing off.
burnish.
Needs a good burnish. So there we go. So let's go in, let's press. And then what I also like to do is get my pokey tool in or my finger, just hold it down and give it a little bit of a pull just to get that spring action going. Then what I can do now, let's finish it off. I'm going to add my tape to the back. Let's put Santa here. And then using the sentiment stamps that come included, I've put Merry Christmas to you all. So let's pop that one in across there. And then what we can do is pop this one into here. Just to say as well, in case you wonder what reactive colour I used was twilight grey. Let's get our tape going into the bottom. Let's cross over there. And then we can see, just give it a little bit more movement. And then there we go. We've got a little wobbler. So you move it, it wobbles.
Ah, look at him
and
wobble.
then, just so you can see, it's got that wobbling action. So again, by all means, what I would do is I would sturdy it with my finger and then give it a little bit of a raise and a pull, just to get that acetate expanded a little bit more. And then, there we go. We've got such a cute, fun little
How would
wobbler.
vellum work as the wobbler element, do you think? Do you think it'd be a bit too loose?
Vellum would be too light for it. I think it would be here, whatever cardstock you use, even a 280, 250, I think it might just be a little bit too heavy and it's
Right.
going to pull forward.
You'd end up with a droopy wobbler.
No, you don't. But do you know what, Joe? It's a tiny little square bit of vellum that you would be using. Give it a shot. And see.
Yeah, no one wants a droopy wobbler though.
No.
Right, I need to move on and tell you about something really exciting that's coming up in Cartload tonight. You guys have been ordering these already. Right, I'm not allowed to look in, I'm allowed to look, but I'm not allowed to sort of tell you what's in here. What I can tell you though, is that if you're going for the £10 or $1 one, it's not going to cost you that if you're in Club Inspire, which you all are somewhere. It's going to be £8 or $8 for Club Inspire Platinum members. This one here has a 3D embossing folder and stencil worth $9.99 or $12.95. I can tell you that. And it also has 3 more amazing items as well. Obviously, some contents may vary. What I do need to let you know as well is if you order more than one, you will get some duplicates too. So that's your £10 or $1 one. Moving swiftly on. We have this one here. It's your £20 or dollar mystery bag. If you want to go for this, you will receive at least £40 or dollars worth of amazing product in here. I can tell you that there is one die in here on its own is worth £17 or $20, and you're getting 3 further elements included in there as well, which is absolutely amazing value. Very busy on that one. The one I'm worried that's going to go first though is this one right here, the £30 or dollar mystery bundle, because this, oh, it's very heavy, this one. It contains at least £60 or dollars worth of products. I can tell you there's a die and stamp set in here worth £20 or $23, as well as 4 other amazing quality items as well. So do make sure you grab those. I am aware though, whilst I'm saying that some of you are still having some issues checking out across the US and the UK websites. It isn't affecting everyone, so absolutely try and put your order through as normal, but if it doesn't allow you to check out, just be aware we know about the problem, we are working on it, and we hope to have an update for you on it really soon. Right, I think we're going to take a little short break, and what I'd like to do with you, for you even, is share with you all the details on US shipping.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day.
Loads and loads of excitement about everything coming up on the shows today. Yolanda talking about those wobblers, saying how cute they are. Diana saying cute card. Pamela saying also agreeing with what you said earlier, Craig, going to be perfect for your penny sliders. Stephanie saying I hope these get here quickly. I can make cards when we have 4 of the grandchildren together for 4 days. They really love to craft. I know they're going to absolutely adore these. And Sherry saying I'm expecting my first delivery from Crafters Companion today. I was super excited to find out that you guys ship to Canada. We do indeed. I'd love to know what you've gone for as your very first ever parcel. Pam has got a question as well. Craig says, I wondered about putting a small foam pad between the first 2 circles to extend it out from the card and maybe give a bit more wobble. What do you think?
Absolutely. That sounds like a really good idea. I think, and actually one of the finished samples and launch day, I think one of the girls have done that as well. That would work.
Awesome. Liz Day is saying, are the mystery bags Christmas themed? They are everyday themed. I can let you know. So it's going to be stuff that you're going to get use out of all year round, which is fabulous. Anything else you'd like to know? Any questions? Maybe you've got salacious gossip that you want to share with me. You know how much me and Craig love a bit of salacious gossip. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you're watching us over on YouTube. What's next then, Craig?
So we're going to look at these stamps. I just wanted to pick up a question. Laura on Facebook was asking, saying, Craig, yesterday someone had a question about cutting acetate with regular dies. Are the wobbler spring dies considered similar to multimedia dies, or are they regular dies? They're regular dies. So even when it comes to regular dies, as long as they're not overly detailed, then they're going to cut acetate. Whatever machine you use, whether it's the junior or whether it's the large or the midi, whatever, I would always add in a metal shim for acetate. But yeah, normal wafer thin dies will cut acetate as long as it's just not overly detailed. So yeah, give it a shot. But these ones within the wobblers are just normal, paper crafting dies. So hopefully that helps for you.
There you are. I hope that. Well, just one more question quick here as well, Craig. Two more actually. Sandra says, Craig, I remember from the past having a puff-up snow pen that you puffed using your heat tool. Are they still available? Do we have anything similar?
Funny enough, I know what you're on about. I don't think we've ever done.
I think Jan used it on that nativity, didn't she? On those sheep. Do you remember?
Do you know what that'll be? That'll be Creative Expressions.
Awesome.
Creative Expression. So I would just check out our website and have a look at the Creative Expressions page. But yeah, that's right. I know what you're meaning now. Yeah.
Very random question from Katie. Says, Joe, what jumper size are you?
Katie asked me that a couple of weeks ago as well.
I would say, I mean, look, I'm a large at the moment, but who knows? I mean, it goes up and down so fast, Katie. I could be a triple XL this time next month. But yeah, I'd say a large at the moment. I mean, that's an interesting question. Who knows what could be coming, Craig?
Very interesting, I know. Yeah, asked me that a couple of weeks ago. I'm intrigued. Certainly now that you've asked Joe as well. Rightio, here we go. This is what's coming up within cartload. This is the best price yet. Today's price being £45 or $50. But with these ones here, yes, it's the best price yet, and that is because you're saving over 40%. That's 40% on today's price. If you're platinum, that comes down to £36 or $40. These are the Angel Inspiration Stamp and Die collection with 76 elements in total here. Now, what I would say as well, most of these characters, I think there's one or two, we'll double check. For instance, this first one, most of them will actually go through your Gemini Mini as well. Yeah, they will do. So the one that I'm going to do with the little boy will go through the MIDI, but we'll show you that just in a moment. So here we go. This is what you're going to get. So this one here is your Angel Messenger. So you have got the Angel, you have got the die to go with it, but what you've got is you've got the dies to match some of these little accessory stamps as well. So she's there with a little love dove. Could be whatever dove you want it to be. I think the last time I used these, I was calling it, what was it, a pigeon, wasn't it? A
pigeon?
Definitely not a pigeon. But
you know, though, in the Canary Islands, they do have birds, Craig, that are a cross between a dove and a pigeon. They look like a pigeon, but they're actually a dove. So maybe you're not that far away. I think pigeons and doves are actually in the same family of varying things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get all my birds mixed up. Now, if I show you this one here, so this one you can see she's just slightly too big for the Gemini Mini. So just so that you know, you will need your Junior or, of course, your MIDI. Then on this one here, we've got Angel Whisper. So she's there. She, you know, you could be standing, but she could be floating, she could be flying. This one here, what we've got, if I turn it that way, so give it a little bit of maneuverability, you can see just that little bit too big for the Gemini. See, always thing with our cameras, because we're doing it back to front. There we go. You might just get away with it, but let's just say you're going to need the MIDI for that one. Then we have got her here. She's holding that little posy of flowers. Now, instantly, I can tell you that's going to go through the Mini, no problem. Then we have got the Angel Prayers on this one here. Same concept of you've got the stamp, you've got the dies to go with it, as well as a little detailed stamps. Once again, straight away I can tell you that goes through the Gemini Mini. Then we're going to have a look at our Twinkling Angel. We've got here this one. I think I'd be pretty sure to say this one won't. Slightly too big. Then last but not least, this is the one that we're going to be using in a moment, Friendship Angel. Once again, instantly I can tell you it's going to go through no problem at all.
Awesome.
So what's that about? Was that 2 or 3 of them? So I think half will go through your mini, and half you would need to have your midi or your junior. So what I can also do, let's show you what you could be making with these ones.
Just talking about that snow that we mentioned a minute ago, Gemma Wilson flew into the comments. Apparently it's called Cosmic Shimmer Fluffy Stuff. So that's what you need to search for over on the website, just to let you know. If you want to get your hands on that.
It's what I love with our shows as well. You know, if we're just needing that little bit extra time to catch up with a question, then you guys are able to help us out as well. But here we go. Let's have a look at some of the. I'm going to tell you that Ern just said in my ear, made me panic. She says you've got 3 minutes on this one. I was like, still got my demo to do. No, I've still got 10 minutes. Talk about give me the sweats there. So here we go. This is the sort of things you can be making. So you can go small if you want to, that you can see this diddy little card here. So you're colouring in with your tri-blends like I'm going to do, but you could be colouring in with many of your other mediums that you can see here. Now all of them, apart from one, are little girls. You've got a boy within this one, but then there is one or two that do you know what? For instance, the one that is the little boy, which this one here, depending on how you colour it, it could be a girl. You know, girls with short hair. By all means, colour it whichever way that you want. Then we've got this style here, so bringing in some of our nesting dies, so either square cards, concept cards, like this one being your side stepper. This is a really different kind of shaker card to do, and it's not actually involving as much of the character's separate, and then you've got that separate element of a shaker. So big or small, any different colour mediums you may want to colour, you can do. So let's go straight in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be then going in with my alcohol colours, so with tri-blends. So let's go in with our Noir Black. And I'm going to use my stamping platform for this one, because with this one here, because it's a nice sizable stamp, I want to make sure I get that perfect impression. And what I mean by that is I know with my 6x6 one, I'll get a perfect stamp impression. It just depends on if I have managed to get enough pressure all the way around. If I've maybe missed a little bit, with my large stamping platform, I can go back in, press down, and get a full application of ink.
Katie says it's a secret. Thank you, Joe. Ben's next. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Aisha says, Joe, you look great. All that running is doing you well. Oh, it was doing me well. I'm not sure. I think my running days might be over for a little while.
You've had a little accident, didn't you?
Well, not an accident. I just got a little bit of a problem I've got a bit of a dodgy knee, it turns out, yeah. So nothing, no, it's not bad or in any way. It's just a bit sore at the moment, so I'm just resting it for a bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll still be able to press on with my training, so
yeah.
We'll see. Just gonna have to rest it for a week or so and see how it goes.
Fingers crossed for you, because you've been doing so well lately.
I know, 3 months in now, so yeah, fingers crossed it can still happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next week or so, just a little bit of rest. I love a rest. I'd always rather have a sit down.
Who doesn't love a rest, eh?
Absolutely.
We all love a rest. So now that I've stamped within our alcohol-proof ink pad, going in with my tri-blends, and this one is our jade green blend. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down the colour. So I'm going to do one section at a time. So I've done the light, so I'm going to go in with the dark end up to the top, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of dark into the arm of a sleeve. Let's go into the mid. Going to blend that one out as well. I'm only going to go a little bit in, and then what I can do is go back in with the light, and then I can start to work all that in.
I love their faces on these stamps. I think they're like quite simplistic, aren't they? But really adorable.
They are. And it's the eyes as well, Joe. It's the eyes that I love. They're like puppy dog eyes.
They are, aren't
Do you know
they?
what I mean? They're so cute.
Has that puppy got little angel wings
It
as
does.
well?
It does. Right here. It's got the little wings
cute.
there. It's
How
really
cute
good.
indeed. I'm going to see my old housemate on Monday, Craig, who is a French bulldog called Maggie that I haven't seen for a year and a half.
Oh,
so I used to live with a girl called Stacey. When I lived down in Peterborough, we lived together, and then obviously I moved away last year, and I haven't seen Maggie, the French bulldog, in a year and a half. I'm just worried she's not going to remember who I am anymore.
Oh, she will. Dogs will.
I hope so. Yeah, there'll be a lot of dog spam incoming from Monday. over on my profile. So make sure you pop over there and have a look at that on Facebook.
That's going to be good to see. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Just love dogs. Love them so much.
How is Clemmy getting on?
She's doing really well. Funny enough, my mum sent me a couple of pictures the other day because she started our doggy training.
Oh, has she? Like puppy school?
Puppy school, yeah. Even before she started, she was already doing really well when it come to sitting and starting to do certain commands, and that already picked it up really well. But yeah, she has started her puppy classes. So she's getting big, absolutely huge. Still as cute as ever.
Absolutely. Very busy on these. Well, these will be very busy indeed. These stamps. Best ever price, Craig, as well, on these, which I think is amazing, isn't it?
It is.
And the Connie Fong stamps were so popular when we bought you them just as stamped images. Now having the dies to go with them really elevates them, doesn't it? What, actually, that's a great question, Craig. What difference does it make having the die included?
Well, what it does, when you're having the die, that just opens up more possibility. Now, many of us love to stamp flat on our cardstock, which is great. You can get some really good effects by doing different techniques. But then by bringing in the die, what it enables you to do is, of course, yes, enables you to die cut it out and lift it up. It allows you then to do drop shadows by using the die on its own. It allows you then to do apertures with the die on its own as well. What it also just does is it just takes it to a slightly other level. It enables you that maybe you don't always feel comfortable with your colouring, but you want to give it a really good flow. You want to really lift it up. So by lifting the actual image up and not the colour, by the blending and the way that you get that depth, it can be a little bit of a trickery on the eyes in a good way. Okay. So, you know, it does add that extra bit of depth as well. But ultimately, it's just a nice way just to lift it up by die cutting. So that was a really good question.
And I guess you still got the option to use the stamps without the dies. You're going to find, you know, places and times where you can use that. Stephanie says, Maggie will be so happy to see you, Joe. I hope she is. And Katie's asking what breed Clemmy is.
So she is a cross between a lab and a pointer. So no wonder that she was already doing well with her training, because she's a lab in her, so labs are good with that. So she's doing really, really well. Huge paws. Huge paws already.
I'd love a little dog, Craig. I just don't have the time.
I'm the same as you.
Actually, maybe we can ask Erin. How about if I got like something really small, Erin, like a sort of mini sausage dog, and we had it, and it could be like a studio dog, like it could just, you know, be on the coffee table in a little dog bed or something like that. How would you feel about that? It could just be like on a little dog bed in the prep table out the back somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
We just ask. Yeah, I'm sure Jenny will be fine with it. Yeah, we're all dog people.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you ask Jenny on that.
Okay, one, I'll ask Jenny and see what she says.
See what she says. Now, I'm not obviously going to colour all of this, Joe, because I want to assemble a relatively simplistic card, but let's do one little bit more. Let's go in with the fair skin. So to colour this full image, I would have used fair skin, red-brown blend, earth-brown blend, ice grey blend, the dark ice grey shades, and jade green blend. So let's go in with his face. This one is also a prime example, Joe, where I was saying earlier on how you could easily snip out the wings. So if you just want the image of the little boy on his own with none of the wings, then you can easily follow the lines around and eliminate the wings. So it's going to give you another look to the image of the little boy. So always have a little bit of a play. See what you can come up with.
What would you do for the wings here? Cheryl was asking you, Craig.
So what I would do, and I'll tell you what, I'll do that right now because it will just take a moment to pop the card together. I would actually come in with ice grey too, or the ice grey blend. It's a good way to show anything that would maybe tend to be white. So the wings, a snowman, the fur around Santa's coat, anything like that, I would tend to use a grey instead. So I'm going to go in with my ice grey. This is the light side. And then what I'm going to do is very rough sketching of colour over the top. I can go into the darker.
There's a lot of love for the idea of a crafter's dog mascot / work therapy dog having it in the studio all the time in the comments, Craig.
That's really good. In actual fact, you saying that,
It could be called Gemini, couldn't it?
Gemini the dog.
Yeah.
Gemini the dog.
I always wanted a French bulldog called Trumpet. That was what I always wanted.
Oh, that would be quite good actually. Trumpet the dog.
Yeah, Gemini. I wonder what sort of dog it would be.
Lab. It's got to be a lab.
A lab. Oh, see, I was thinking like a Shih Tzu or something like that.
Yeah.
Something small.
Yeah, maybe something small, eh? Now that's as simple as what I would do, Joe. Maybe in this bit, I would be a little bit more lighter. So you've got that grey on the outside and the light coming in with the middle. But then I would carry on colouring in that image. And then do you know what I'm going to do? Let's use this dye. Now I know this hasn't been finished colouring, but I do want to use it to show you how it can come together, because I could easily come along in between shows and finish colouring. And what I'm going to do, Joe, is I'm going to take away this excess so that I can bring in my mini and let you see how even something substantial like this, size-wise, of a stamp and die, is going to go through the mini no problem whatsoever. So you can see. What we're trying to do as well today on Wake Up Call specifically is to try and bring in lots of things together that will complement beautifully. So for instance, we've got lots of stamps on. Well, what's a good thing to do? Bring in tri-blends. Because you've got lots of stamps with dies, a lot of them today will go in with the mini. So let's really focus on the mini because it's the Get It Got It Good this week. And I think we've done quite well within Wake Up Call just now. We've still got the rest of the day to go to really hone in and bring a lot of our products together and let you see, whether you are an experienced crafter and you've been with us for years, or if you're new to us, just how all of our products do work together.
Joe was asking about the wings and them being translucent. I'm guessing glossy highlights would be a great way to go.
Another
make
good
them look
one.
Translucent, Craig.
Another good one, absolutely.
Julie's just letting me know she just watched the Olympic pole vault final. Gold for the USA, bronze for Team GB. Thank you for that, Julie.
Wow.
Have you seen pole vault fails on the internet, Craig?
I've not.
I'm a bit addicted now to fail videos.
Right.
Like, it's many things. And you know what it's like on social media? Once you watch something a few times, you know, like then everything becomes flooded with the same thing, doesn't it? So
yeah.
Mine is flooded with fail videos at the moment. Beth saying, Craig, when do you use blends and when do you use shades, and what's the difference between the two when it comes to tri-blends?
Rightio. So your blends are they are your lighter shade. So for instance, while I'm doing this, what I'm going to do, so the ice grey blend, so that's your light, your medium, and then your dark. The ice grey shades, which is these ones here, are the next 3 shades up. Now, I very, very rarely do I actually use the shades, Joe. It's mostly the blends, because that's where you've got the lighter. But if you want your 3 blend, that is then going to be your blend. But then if you want even more detail, if you want even more shading, even more blending, you go even further to the darker set, which is the shades. So it's kind of, the shades are a continuation of the blends.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Craig. I hope that helps, Beth. And
hope
Teresa
that
asking what colour you used on the face there, Craig.
So for the face, that was the fair skin blend. So any face, I will tend to always use the fair skin blend because that's what the colour's been designed for by Leanne and the team.
Awesome.
And then what I'm going to do here, I've got a little doggy I've already coloured. Now you may have noticed there, the image here, I only popped one tiny little foam pad on the back. That's because after the show, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to finish colouring it. But I wanted you to see how you can start to bring together a card with the stamping dies, using the tri-blends to colour, but then also using the mini to cut it as well. The little halo, the star, the doggy with the dies, they'll all go through your Gemini Mini as well. That's one set of the Angel Inspiration Stamp and Die collection. in total, where you're going to be getting 76 elements. Today's price at that, £45 or $50. It's the best price yet. It's 40% off, but that's 40% off today's price. Comes down even more if you're platinum to £36 or $40. So best place to go, the only place to go, is crafterscompanion.co.uk here in the UK, .com for you guys stateside, and .eu for you guys across in Central Europe. Always check out any little bits that you need to stock up on as well, like your cardstock, your adhesives while you're across there, Joe.
I want to tell you about that flash sale on these amazing tri-blend pens, because I don't think I've ever said this about tri-blends, Craig. 40% off is what you're looking at on this flash sale right here. Should be £140, comes down to £83 today, or $66.40 as a platinum member. $209 comes down to $125 or $100 as a platinum member. It's amazing. I'm going to take you through the colours that you're getting here included. So you are going to receive the floral blends. That's bright pink, lavender, purple, dark red, orange and citrus. You will also get this one just here. This is your portrait. So you've got coral, pale pink, fair skin, gold brown, tan and the earth brown. This is your natural, and this one here gives you light yellow, citrus green, dull green, hydrangea, ice grey and brown grey. This is your exotic blends, and this has got burnt orange, aqua, gold yellow, pink violet, alpine green and the magenta. Then we also have in here your vintage, and this is going to give you vintage blue, antique pink, dusty purple, red brown, yellow green and the muted brown. This one here is your jewel shades. You've got dark red, true blue, coral, bright pink, blue, turquoise and pale pink. And then last but by no means least, you've also got the woodland shades. It gives you jade green, gold brown, tan shades, brown grey, earth brown and the ice grey too. You're going to get absolutely all of them for that incredible price. However, because it is a flash sale, we can only hold the price until the end of today, wherever you are shopping. So make sure you snap those up and you don't miss out. And I think if you've been waiting for a great deal on the OG tri-blends, then this is definitely that. Katie says, my son was a state level pole vaulter in Australia. He didn't get it from me. Wowzers. I can't imagine pole vaulting is one of those sports that you can just get into. Like, you can't just go down the park with your mates, Craig, can you, have a kickabout? You can't just, pop down the park and do some pole vaulting.
No.
How'd you get started in pole vaulting?
No, you
very
can't.
strange.
No.
Wendy says, very, very cute, beautiful card, says Vicky. Gloria says, hi, Craig and Joe. I have the ice grey blends, but the light looks like it doesn't work. I don't know if I can purchase just the ice grey marker. I'd say speak to customer services, Gloria. The ice grey, is it a very light tone in the lightest shade, Craig?
It is, obviously, because you've got the three, so you do have the light, you've got the medium and your dark, as George just said as well. Contact customer services. I know we do tri-blend pens individually, if you're just after that one, but give them a shout, they'll be able to help you for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. And Evelyn says, I would have placed my image in the centre. Why did you place your image off-centre, Craig?
Very good question. So let's quickly bring this in, because I wanted to pop some of this down the right-hand side. If I had popped my image right in the middle, what would have happened is this, for my eye anyway, would be too cluttered and too uneven at this side. So bringing it to the left-hand side, bringing these in to the right-hand side of the matte and layer, it's a little bit more pleasing on the eye than it is than just a bit more of an explosion.
Yeah, I agree, Craig. I think it looks awesome. I think sometimes you just have to play around with the composition as well, don't you? Get out your comfort zone, try something new. And I mean, you've got the option to place them down before you commit to stick anything as well.
Exactly.
Make sure you do take advantage of that tri-blend collection. They're very, very busy on that. So do grab those. Next up though, Craig, one of my absolute favourites.
It's a good one. It's a really good one because there's so much that you can do. So you've got your 4 sets, but you actually get 8 dies, and that's because you get the detailed and the outline die. This is a stained glass window dies with 80 card bases and the envelopes as well. £40 or $50 here in the UK. Now on today's price here, you are half price on that one. Best price yet. And it still comes down even more if you're platinum. £32 or $40. Of course, you guys across Europe, go to your website.eu. Yours is across there. An incredible set here. One that I know every now and again we feature it. I am always one of the first to bring it back because there's so many different things and ways that you can use it. So what I'm going to do is I've got one board that's going to show you the concept. So on this one here is the single lily window. Now within this one you've got your stained glass die, you've got your outline die, so then you can cut your detail. But what this also does, the decorative die has a full outline. So by using this die and the outline die, what it does is it gives you a separate frame. That's amazing. That's good for things like your shaker. You know, if you want to have a nice fine outline, if you want to cover maybe a layer of acetate, maybe you want to sandwich some different layers of pattern paper, it's a good way to hide it. It's a good way to have it as a frame on its own. But then with this one, colour in, paper piece, your shaker. We are going to do some colouring in, but we are going to colour in when it comes to acetate and actually use it within a stained glass effect as it should be intended to. So what I'm going to do is give you a few examples. This one here is actually a stained glass effect. So what I've done on this one, sandwiched it in the middle of the card blank, but can you see here the colour that also shines through? And that's using either your tri-blends or of course your classiques. I'm going to use our tri-blends. Another idea is again, colouring in your acetate but creating that shaker, because you can do that with these ones. Another one again that is in that stained glass effect, but also with a little bit of paper piecing. So we can see the windmill has been paper pieced and then this has been coloured in at the bottom there.
That's so adorable, that one.
It is, isn't it? It's really good. This one has also been paper pieced, Joe, but then what's been done here is this has also been paper pieced too, but it's actually been done creating your own background on a piece of card, so a little bit of distressed ink, then it's been die cut out and paper pieced into there. So create your own backdrops as well and paper piece them into place if you want. Stained glass effect here as well that you can see. So we've got the lighthouse. If I lift that one up, you can see you've got that effect. But then thinking, of course, yes, you're going to be doing it with your alcohol pens or maybe your tri-blends, anything like that. But then what about your glue gels that you've got as well? If you've got any of the coloured glue gels, gosh, that's a bit of a mouthful, use them. Or maybe you want to do very simplistic colouring, but shakers as well. So many ways that you can do them. They look so fantastic, whatever way that you go down, road you go down to use them. So let's do this. Let's go in. So I brought in one of the card blanks that you can see on this one here. So when it comes to these ones, I'm going to give it a little bit of a burnish. So let's bring in my pokey tool. I'm going to ask, I don't actually have it on my notes, actually how many card blanks we get?
I believe you get 5 black and 5 white for each design
for
and 10
each design.
envelopes.
Brilliant,
Yes.
Thank you for that, Joe. So yeah, you get a lot of card blanks to get you started. But do you know what these are good for as well? You know R. Kelly that works in the office who's currently off on maternity leave.
R. Kelly? Oh, our Kelly.
Our Kelly, sorry, yeah, not R. Kelly. Our Kelly. She likes to do her cross stitching, so these are going to be good for your apertures as well. So if you do like to do your cross stitching as well as your card making, why not use these for your cross stitching? Lots of these ones that you can be doing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in a piece of our white smooth stamping card. This is going to go into the back here. And the reason I'm doing this is because we're going to colour in our acetate. We need something light for the colour to shine on. So we've got our backdrop there. What I'm also going to do is bringing in our acetate. This is actually a bit of acetate, Joe, from the Wobbler set. So I've taken a bit of that. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to, I'll tell you what, for time and speed, let's use my tape runner. Tape runner would do the job just perfectly, but for anything like this, I would still tend to come along and use my red liner tape. And then the great thing as well with these dies, if that there wasn't already loads of things, if you were to use maybe a piece of white cardstock, any colour card, if you cut them both together, what this will do is that will give you that outside frame. Use that to then cover the workings within the backdrop. So you're eliminating any of the adhesive that can be seen. So lots of good ways in which you can use them. But let's bring in some cardstock from our 12 by 12 paper pads. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go in with the dark. So I'm going to cut the decoration into this one, and I'm going to use my Gemini Junior. These will go through your MIDI, they won't go through your Mini though. And this will cut out the full lot, so I'm not worried about sticking it down.
Apparently Beyonce loves this particular design, Craig.
Yes. Do you know something? See when I was reading it out at the start there, I don't know about you. I do that.
Lilies. Put your hands up.
Every time I see that, I think of Beyonce. All the single lilies. So what I can do is let's bring in my...
I do need to say, just from an ASA point of view, this die is not affiliated or endorsed in any way by Beyonce Knowles, just in case you're wondering.
Just want to make that clear, yeah. So we've now
I can imagine.
got...
What do you think sort of craft Beyonce would be into if she was a crafter, though? That's a topic of conversation.
I could see...
Erin just said, great shout, Erin.
Good one.
It would be the Beautiful collection she would be enjoying crafting with. That is a top shout.
It would be.
I love that.
That is a good one. I do like that one, actually. What I'm going to do as well, let's go in for the bigger bit of cardstock. So I'm going to use both of these together. So I'm going to pop them in. So I'm going to use 2 of the dies. So let's bring it in here. So let's try and get it lined up a little bit. And I'm not concerned about this outline bit. All that I'm wanting is this inside die in the frame to kind of be perfectly square. So I'm going to tape that one in. Let's pop that one with our plates. And then we can then run this one through. So we're going to stick this down. Now when it comes to colouring acetate, one of the main things that you need to keep in mind is always try and use darker shades. If you try and use a very light shade, you will find it's going to be quite hard to see on the acetate. And I'll give you an example of that in a moment. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. So I want the detail lily within this turquoise, and I actually only want the yellow frame from this one. I still have the lily cut in yellow that I could do another card with. So I'll take that one out so that you can see. Let's pop this one out. Let's get a hold of it into the base so you can see. We do have it in yellow, but I'm not going to use it for this one. I can use it elsewhere. So then I'm going to come in now, and then what I'm going to do for time and speed, let's use our dotty tape runner as well. We're going to go in. And what I would also usually do, anything on acetate, when I cut this lily, what I would tend to do, Joe, is you know our A4 double-sided adhesive sheets? I tend to use them so that what I could do, once this is die cut, all I need to do is peel off the back end of the adhesive and then stick it straight into my card blank. So what I can then do is pop that over the top there and then press. So you can see that lily starting to come through in that simple form, lovely as it is. But then what I can do is I can finish it off by doing that yellow border, a really striking border. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand pick a couple of tri-blend pens, Joe, and we can do some colouring.
Absolutely awesome. Loads of you, a lot of you loving the dancing apparently. There you go, Jen M. I mean, I can't consider maybe what, I mean, if you love the, okay, I'll just take the compliment. Vicky says, I need to check my stash. I can't remember whether I've bought these. They look so much fun to make. They really are. And Colette says, good morning from Kansas, or Kansas as I call it. I love this set, but haven't tried using it. So pretty. And Gemma Wilson says, Beyonce definitely be all about the bling. Kansas, Erin, is the one where you've got like Kansas is not in Kansas, is it? But then there's like more than one Kansas, is that right?
Eh?
So, Kansas City isn't in Kansas, is that right? But then there's two different cities, both of them called Kansas, and they're not in the same place. Kansas City is in Missouri, but then Kansas is also a state, is that right? Even Erin's confused. So if Erin's confused, how are we meant to keep up? And why is Arkansas pronounced Arkansas and Kansas not called Why is Arkansas not called Arkansas if it's Arkansas? Do you get me? I know. I mean, it's a funny old language, isn't it? Pamela says, imagine paper piecing with the glossy highlights. It would look so lovely. I think that's a great idea. And I guess, Craig, nothing to stop you colouring with this and then flooding that space with the glossy highlights afterwards.
Not at all. Not at all. That would look really quite fun, actually. It would look really quite good. You're going to get a different effect. And because it would dry clear as well, although you'll have a bit of colour underneath, it's going to look even shinier, if that's even possible. But colouring in the line, so within the leaves there, I used the light green blend, but what I've done, Joe, is I used the darker side, or that dark shade that I used, and then for this one, what I've done is I've used the bright pink shades, gosh, can't get my words out, and then I'm going to go in and colour this one.
Am I also right in thinking, Erin, you have Washington, District of Columbia, and then Washington State, and they're not anywhere near each other? Complete opposite sides.
Are they really?
Yeah. Washington DC and Washington State. I just always thought Washington DC was within Washington State.
Yeah.
It was only recently that I found out it's not the case. So what state is Washington DC in, or is that a kind of state within itself? It's not in a state. Yeah, there you go.
This is totally blowing my mind.
I know, I find it really interesting.
I do.
So basically, it's apparently, Betty says it's on the border between Kansas and Missouri. KCK and KC, Missouri. Washington, D.C. is a district, and it's not in a state.
Gosh.
There you are. Every day's a school day.
It is. That's really thrown me, that. Didn't realise that.
I'm loving these colours here.
So the colours that I've used are, well, I know I went over them a minute ago. What I'm also using is the True Blue blend now. And I'm trying to go for colours that you're going to see. And what I mean by that is you can clearly see the colours coming through. Let's say yellow. So I'm going in for the yellow, light yellow blend. Now, if I go to, so if we look at this bit here, if I start to colour, you can see how, well, basically you can't see anything. You know, a very light colour isn't going to be substantial enough to be shown onto acetate. So always try and go for your darker shades. So that's where with the four that I've used so far, I've gone in for the deeper shades. And then let's finish it off. Let's go in with the red. And then let's colour all the way round. And they're very quick to colour as well. Really, really quick. You will hear that squeaking on the acetate more than you do with cardstock, but don't worry. And then what the cardstock also does is it kind of acts as an embossed line, because it's slightly thicker. It's also easier to colour because your pen nib sits into the middle. So we can go back over and then colour. So colour in, you can see there. And then if I lift it slightly, you can see that difference. So you can see the colour, but then if I lift it, then you can see that you have got that stained glass effect. So you've got that one there. So if I bring this one back up, and then you can see a little bit better. And once again, that is why I put that white layer in the back. So that's really, really going to stand out when you do the colouring. Come along with a little sentiment if you want to. You know, maybe you want to add a little image or something at the bottom. A little bit of flower forming if you want to. Some different things, again, that you can do to make it bigger, make it smaller. But I'm going to go through these ones quickly once more to give you a few more ideas, because we'll need to do demo of the show, won't we, Joe?
Demo of the show, of the show, we will.
So what I've done there with the lily, you can be doing it with any of the other three designs that we've got. So a few more there, into there, But then there we go. So that is that is your stained glass window. So this is your dies with 80 card bases and envelopes. £40 or $50 here in the UK. Platinum price comes down to £32 or $40. That is half price on the today's price. That is our best deal yet. But even at half price, which is phenomenal, comes down more if you're platinum, £32 or $40.
Amazing. Loads of questions coming in about these as well. Alicia, wants to know if you could use the paint markers on the acetate, Craig.
That is a really good one.
Yeah.
I didn't actually think of that, actually.
I guess you'd get really good coverage, wouldn't you, with those?
You will, yeah.
Sandra says, if you put glossy highlights on the fairy wings, does it activate their pixie powers? 100%, I would imagine it does.
I would say, yeah.
I can't imagine any reason why pixie powers would not be activated. And as well, a lot of people saying, we've got answers coming in about Washington, D.C., because apparently it needs to stay neutral, therefore it doesn't sit within a state for political reasons. There we are. Anyway, card of the show. It's going to be a super quick one today.
It is.
I will pre-apologise to our social media superstar, who is...
Who is
it today? I can't find it. It's Rachel, I believe. Is it Rachel? No, it's not. It's Caitlin today. So, yes, a super quick one.
Caitlin, who's joined the team. She's on today. Big shout out to Caitlin then. Right, let's go for demo of the show. So we done number 1. Where we done with the brand new launch of the Wobblers. Then we went in with the Connie Fawn stamps. Then we went in with the stained glass window effect that you can see here. So that's 3. So 1, 2, or 3. The vote, as Davina McCall would say, is yours.
The choice is yours, indeed. Make that vote count. Crafts TV over on Facebook, Crafts Companion on YouTube. You've got a couple of minutes to get those votes in as well. So make sure you get voting. But of course, the Wobblers is what's going to be our first show after this one. The launch day, just over 90 minutes time, which is going to be absolutely awesome. Craig, these are so cute, aren't they? You can see here everything you're getting included, which is funny. I just said to you, they're so cute, these, aren't they? You didn't hear me whatsoever.
Do you know what it was?
It was really funny. And then I looked at you and just like,
do you know, when I come from over there to here, if the camera's on Joe or Ben or Becky, what I do is I discreetly just slide into the chair, and I didn't realise Ben was talking to me. Joe was talking to me.
It's all going so well.
Do you know something? We were going so well, weren't we?
It was going so well. Demo of the show is number 3, Craig.
Oh, the stained glass.
Yeah.
Ooh, number 3. There we go. So that's going to go in for demo of the day. Which do you know something? If I was a betting man, I would tell you I'm going to win today.
I think you might.
I think I might win today. Do you know why we're going to win today? Or I'm going to win?
Why are you going to win?
Because it's me all day.
Oh.
That's including the next show.
Absolutely.
It is. Do you want to know what it's about? Joe just went over the actual characters there. This is all about the Wobblers. So this is launch day, 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. This is the Christmas Wobbler Stamp and Die Collection. Now it's 48 elements in total because you've got the stamps, you've got the dies, and you have got that acetate that's 250 microns. Telling you that acetate, if you just use for these Wobblers, are going to last you forever because you only need a tiny little bit. Today's price being $39.99 or $69.95 for you guys stateside, but when platinum, that comes down to $31.99 or $55.96. Incredible price for a brand new launch. As I say, that's the next show that is coming up, where we're going to have a lot of fun when it comes to these ones. But then we're going to come back again and we're going to do the cart load. So the cart load is where we've had a little bit of a look as to what we're going to feature. We've got loads more as well to feature. So that's going to be coming up at 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Always remember to shop ahead every single day. Always remember to really, really do it on a Thursday, in my opinion, because we've got that cart load. Don't forget those bags as well.
Absolutely, those mystery bags will be coming up later. I know some of you in the UK and over in the US are still having some issues checking out on the website. It's not affecting everyone, so what I'd say is try and put your order through. Those of you that it is affecting, we are aware and we are working on it. And as soon as we get it fixed, we'll have an update for you as to when it is good to go. As I say, it's not affecting everyone, so I definitely try and put your order through in the meantime, but we are aware of it, and hopefully we'll have an update real soon, Craig.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Now, so the other bit of the tease I gave you at the start of the show, and I'm going to do it again now. While you're across on their website shopping ahead and having a look to see what you fancy, our water bottle. So this is the first time that we've given you a little bit extra of a discount. So if you want to get a water bottle or stock up on a few more, like I'm going to do, $8.99 here in the UK or $13.45. Again, that's across on our website. So we were all gifted one from Sarah. I went and then purchased another one, and then I think I'm going to then buy another one as well, so that we have got a spare one. Now, please don't go far. So depending on where you are across the globe, go and have your lunch, go and have your tea, go and have your breakfast. Maybe you want to go and get a cup of tea. Maybe you're going to have something a little bit stronger. But I do wish that you do come back, join myself and Joe, where we're going to have some fun with the Christmas wobblers. We're going to a few different takes as well, not necessarily just the wobbler aspect. So that's going to be the next show at 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. Have a look, see what you can be doing, maybe any suggestions, get them into Joe during the show as to how you might use them as well. But then we'll be back again for Cartload after 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. As it is live right now, we will see you in an hour and a half's time. Bye.